The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. A young man approached Jesus and said, "Teacher, what good must I do to gain eternal life?" Jesus answered him, "Why do you ask me about the good? There is only one who is good. If you wish to enter into life, keep the commandments." He asked him, "Which ones?" And Jesus replied, "You shall not kill. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness. Honor your father and your mother. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself." The young man said to him, "All these I have observed. What do I still lack?" Jesus said to him, "If you wish to be perfect, go, sell what you have, and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me." When the young man heard this statement, he went away sad, for he had many possessions. The Gospel of the Lord. Sadly, the sad young man hadn't a clue about the treasure that he was giving up, that he was turning his back on in his departure from Jesus. Because what Jesus had to offer was eternal life. This is a perfect gospel for the saint we are celebrating today, Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, because he did the exact opposite. He was raised in a wealthy family, a family dedicated very much to the things, the pleasures, the powers, the prestige of this world. He had 5 brothers and 1 sister. And he was a very intelligent man, but also a very heartfelt, deeply feeling person. He lived at a time that was in transition. There were a lot of corrupting influences in society. And he sought, more than anything, to live a life of love. And everything was subordinated to that quest for love. He was brilliantly intelligent, a great preacher, a great organizer, a prolific writer. But he wanted more than anything the solitude, to live that life of love and to discover that love in God and in others. What that meant is, no matter how much he sought solitude, that always eluded him, because he was called on by just about everybody, including the common people for whom he was a healer and a great model and great example. And popes and bishops and kings and other leaders who saw in him a wisdom that could help them to govern wisely. And they also saw in him that greatest curse for somebody who is seeking a life of love, and that is, they found him to be a good administrator. And so they piled task upon task upon task. Okay. But he nonetheless found it in his life and in his heart to put that love of God and love of others right at the center. Now, I have two favorite quotes from him. One, I think, basically says it all. He wrote this: "I have ascended to the highest in me, and look, the Lord is towering above that. In my curiosity, I have descended to explore the lowest depth, yet I found God even deeper. If I looked outside myself, I saw God stretched beyond the furthest that I could see. And if I looked within, God was yet further within. Then I knew the truth of what I had read. In God, we live and move and have our being." It is that infinite God, beyond the heights and the depths, beyond the farthest and the closest that we can imagine, who is nothing other than ultimate, infinite love. And he understood love isn't just a feeling. Love is self-giving. God's deepest nature is to give himself, to pour out himself for the beloved. Who is the beloved? You are. I am. And so his writings, his preaching, all focused on that primacy of love. There is nothing greater, there is nothing more profound